This lesson is on a Stegosaurus. We're going to think about placement on our paper, and we're going to plan first where we're going to put it. So I'd like to have the tail curve up and around this way, and I'd like to have a large arched body here, and then our head here. So I'm using up my whole page. If I place a guideline at the very bottom here, and this will be the tummy area of the Stegosaurus, then I'm going to put another guideline going up, say a hand's width, a little bit bigger than a hand's width. So there's my hand's width. And your hands are going to be smaller than mine, so if you go up a hand's width and maybe another finger. But as long as it's bigger than your hand. And put a small guideline up here. This will be the top of his back. And if we do an imaginary, or actually we can come on down. If we come on down and connect, almost connect the two. I'm going to come on down and then I'm going to stop so I have room for my back leg. So this will be the back body. And now I'm going to come on over and slide down, and then I'll start forming my neck in here and head. I want to leave these blank areas here so I have my arms and legs coming off. And then I'm going to do my tail, and think about your tail first. I'm going to have my tail come out of the body and swing up. So I want a really cool, gentle curve, and it's going to end at this point. And if I want to end my top tail, I'm going to have a real big curve to it. I'll end it here. So plan first, think about it, practice. Look how I'm practicing first. And if it doesn't work, move it up, practice, and then plan, and then do. So I'm going to then do it, curve up, around, and to almost to the top. And so I filled my whole page in here. Now I'm going to come back down, and it's thinner at the top, and then it's going to get fatter as it meets his back right in here, the back bottom. So I'm going to do it pretty thick up here. And now I'm going to bring my curve, and I'm going to go slow so that I don't miss my line. And that'll be the curve of the back. And then, of course, I'm going to add all my detail. Legs, leg, and then there'll be a front leg in here. Now I'm going to work on my head. I want to put an eye, and I'm going to jump. If I do a right off of this curve here, this is some of the wrinkles, so I'm going to curve down and over for a wrinkle. I'll give another wrinkle here, down and over. And then underneath here, I'm going to put a circle. And this will be the eye. So from this slope, this almost looks like a slide, and then some curves, and then my pupil. And from the pupil, I'm going to put a line on top of the pupil. I'll show you up close. And then I'm going to just angle this down. I'm going to go down and down, 2 lines down to form your eye, and then I'm just going to connect. I have the eye pretty big. I like doing my eyes a little bit bigger than normal so that we can see them in our picture. Once you color it in and paint it, you still end up seeing it. Okay, so now I'm going to curve around the eye, and then I'm going to go out, kind of at a diagonal. Not too long. I'm going to swoop this down. I'm just curving it down. So let's see the head now, up close. So I followed the curve of the eye, went down diagonally, and made this rounded. So he's not real pointy. I'm going to put a little nostril line in here. It's a slight curve. And then I'm going to add a little bit of more color in a little bit more at the bottom. Right here. Let's see. It's kind of a hook. Almost teardrop shape. Upside down teardrop. Alright, from there, I'm going to go find the pupil, drop down, and I'm going to put a line very slowly. I can slightly slope up toward the nostril, but I'm not going to touch. Then I drip back down, and then I'm going to connect these two. So a diagonal line down, not very far, slope up toward the nostril, and then drip back down and connect. On the very end, I'm just going to slightly go up. A slight small line up. This is forming the shape of his mouth. I'm going to go find the eye, drop down. I'm pretty close to this mouth. I'm going to do a slight curve. I'm going to not touch the mouth, and then I'm going to bring it, curve it, and then connect. So it's a bottom jaw we've just formed. I'm going to come not at the end of this line. I'm going to make some wrinkles. I'm going to drip down and up, almost like the letter U. And then I'm going to do it again, just a slight curve over, just real small. It's only the size of my finger. This one's a little bit bigger than my finger. Where the neck bends, this is where I'm going to start a leg coming out now. So I'm going to do a C-shaped curve and then stop. So I didn't continue my C. Backwards curve, and then I'm going to go down and over, kind of like a letter L, over. This should be short, pretty short and fat for these toes. Curve in, or these legs. And then I'm going to do the toes. And for the toes, I'm going to do like narrow, skinny C's. Or you could even do a U or a V, like this, if I did it that way. And then I'm just going to connect. Connect. If you want to add claws, you can, like that. And little curve lines here. And then I'm going to put in some wrinkles. Inside curves are where you have your little wrinkles. And a wrinkle. Just kind of like a curve going up, curve of diagonal down. Now with the two legs, if the legs didn't meet the tummy yet, just bring them over and meet. Now this is going to be a shorter leg. This is the front leg. So I'm going to come find the body near this leg, but I'm going to scoot over. I don't want it to be too far. You know, you don't want it coming off the head. This is his neck area, but behind him, this is the legs come out from the other side, so it comes out this way. It's going to come out diagonal, and this one's going to be diagonal. Try and keep it almost the size of this. I'm adding a little curve in here for the wrinkles. And then the toes. They can be V shape or U shape. This is sideways V's or U's. And then if you want to add, you can add big claws that come down if you want, or you can just cap them off like this for claws. Now the back leg, I'm going to come up here where the tail is. You want to go a little bit higher, and I'm going to put a small diagonal line, and I'm going to come round, curve round, and then I'm coming down. Now, not too far down. Curve this over, and then come down. You can put a little wrinkle line, and then do your toes. V shapes, and these are pretty fat. And then you can add the claws, curve up, then connect. Add another little wrinkle here. And if you want to add some wrinkles in here, you can put some more wrinkles on the back here. And then the back toes come in here. You don't see too much of this back foot. So a line down, then your V's or U's, and then claws, and then maybe some wrinkles here, a wrinkle. Now that's our Stegosaurus without the plates. Now we're going to stick some rows of plates in. So the plates come off the back here. I'm going to start up here so you can figure out how to draw the plate first, and then you can get them smaller, but this way you can see better. If I draw the capital letter A, this will be the biggest, fattest plate. Then I'm going to go diagonally down, diagonally in, and that forms your plate. So a large letter A. Now these are going to come down this way, curve, go in, and of course I'm not putting the cross in my A. So I'm following this, so this will be a letter A on its side, then down and down. Then you have another row behind this, so I'm just connecting another row. And these are the back plates. So the letter A, and then go down and down. And then they get smaller. There's some in here that are pretty small. A, down, down. And then this will be smaller over in here too. A, curve in, curve in, curve in, curve in. A, and drop down. And then get smaller here. And so there's a row of plates. If you had room, you could stick some right in here, off his head. I'll just kind of blend them in the back. And then the tail has a curve up, bring it down and back to meet. It's like a C curve. These almost look like horns. They're giant spikes. And then this has some plates on it as well. A, down, down. A, down, down. Some rows of plates. And you could put as many plates on as you'd like. This is used for protection and armor, and then we can add, you can add pattern and texture. And like all dinosaurs, we don't exactly know what colors they are or what exactly kind of patterning they had. So you can go ahead and make up your pattern. I'm just going to stick some free-form spots on this guy, kind of like a lizardy spots. And this would be a circle or oval, and this is free-form. A free-form shape doesn't, you can't name, it's not geometric, and it has lots of curves to it. So this gives more interest. And if you're going to do a free-form spot that's behind something, you can come off and come in like that. I can come off and come in. And this creates more dimension. Now with the plates, if you want to add, I'm going to add some more texture here. With the plates, if you want to add some pattern or texture to this, you can. You know, lines, maybe just in the front. These are in the front. Maybe these show ridges. This gives a little texture. It shows like it's rippled or ridged. And then this is the underside plates. So the front plates I'm doing ridged texture. And then of course you stick your land in.